Episode 1 of Queen Mantis begins in October 2025, at a chilling crime scene near a stream. The victim is a convicted sexual offender recently released on parole. He has been strangled to death, and in a grotesque twist, his tongue has been cut off and shoved into his own body. Chief Choi Jong-ho is shaken. The brutal murder triggers flashbacks to October 2001, when he handled his very first case, the infamous Mantis killings. Mantis was a female serial killer who targeted abusers, leaving her victims mutilated, beheaded, and drowned. After months of failure and mounting pressure, the police only closed the case after Mantis herself confessed. Back in the present, Nambu Precinct's Major Crimes Unit takes on this disturbing new copycat case. But there are no leads. The stress overwhelms Detective Kim Na-hee, who faints at the scene. Still, she's known as a capable cop, and rumors swirl that she might soon be promoted to squad leader. Meanwhile, the real Mantis, I-shin, is not dead as the public believes. She lives a comfortable, almost luxurious life inside Anwon prison, where she spends her time sketching and listening to music. She has a son, Jong-ho, whom she still deeply cares for. When she hears about the copycat murders, she immediately writes a letter to Chief Choi Jong-ho. Elsewhere, narcotics detective Su-yeol is in the middle of a dangerous case. A drug addict stabs her husband and then attempts to kill her young daughter, Une. Su-yeol hesitates, he doesn't have a clean shot. But with no choice, he risks it and shoots the addict in the leg, saving the child. Despite his actions, Su-yeol is reprimanded by his boss for the trouble, until CPS arrives to handle the situation. Soon, we learn the truth, Su-yeol has a complicated view of motherhood. He shared the same tragic fate as Une. He is none other than little Jong-ho, Mantis' own son. Back at Nambu, Jong-ho discusses the copycat case with Commissioner Hong, his former boss. Both men are bitter. The fact that I-shin still enjoys luxury in prison was part of her original confession deal. But now, with the copycat active, they must solve the case quickly before the public questions whether I-shin was ever truly locked away. This means one thing, they have to meet her. I-shin offers her help in catching the new killer, but on one condition, she will only talk to Su-yeol, and only in a homely setting. Jong-ho, desperate, reveals the deal to Su-yeol. Furious, Su-yeol flatly refuses. Short-tempered and resentful, he storms home to his wife, Young-yeon, a ceramic artist. But that very night, the copycat kills again. Haunted by Jong-ho's words about guilt and redemption, Su-yeol begins to reconsider. He finally agrees to meet his mother. The chosen location is an XNIS safe house, with only one guard. Su-yeol is tense, hiding his wedding ring, but I-shin immediately notices the faint mark it left. As she tries to make small talk, Su-yeol curls his fingers in anger, staying formal and distant. I-shin has the same tic, curling her fingers when unhappy. She is hurt by his coldness, but she plays along, offering her sharp insights on the copycat case. Su-yeol snaps, confronting her, asking if she enjoys the gore. Jong-ho quickly ends the meeting before it escalates further. Still, I-shin insists she wants to help, even requesting to visit the crime scenes. Su-yeol doesn't trust her. But Jong-ho explains a dark truth: when he first arrested I-shin, there was no physical evidence. He was under immense pressure to charge her, and she confessed knowing she could negotiate her terms. She has an odd code of honor: once she makes a deal, she always keeps it. Meanwhile, little Une is entrusted to Pastor Jong of the Jusan Church, the same man who raised Su-yeol after I-shin's arrest. Su-yeol confides in him, admitting he has anger issues and often sees I-shin's face in other women, even in Une's mother. He confesses that he still has nightmares of I-shin, always smiling as she kills. Concerned, Pastor Jong urges him to avoid her. Their talk is interrupted by a strange noise upstairs. Unbeknownst to them, Su-yeol's wife Young-yeon is entertaining her friend, Ra. Back at Nambu, Detective Na-hee requests to meet I-shin, but Jong-ho denies her, keeping the consultation with Su-yeol a secret. The tension spikes when Su-yeol arrives as the new squad leader. The unit resents the sudden appointment, but Na-hee stays polite. As they brief him on the case, Su-yeol spots something strange: a mirror left at the second murder. There had been no mirror in I-shin's original second killing, and the second victim wasn't even an abuser. The copycat is twisting the murders with his own signature. That night, a man in glasses watches a sleeping family and quietly prepares several syringes. Later, the Major Crimes Unit has a team dinner. Su-yeol apologizes for joining midway and promises to prove himself. The team softens and decides to give him a chance. The next day, I-shin is escorted to the second crime scene. Opera music plays from a record player exactly like her old murders. She raises a chilling question: How does the copycat know so many private details? Only one photo from her crimes was ever made public. Cut to the man in glasses. The same family is now bound and blindfolded. Back at the crime scene, Su-yeol grows frustrated as I-shin refuses to reveal her theory. Searching old news articles, he realizes something. The published crime scene photo had been flipped, but the copycat recreated the scene in the correct direction. This means the copycat has access to the original Mantis case files. For the first time, Su-yeol pieces it together and I-shin looks proud as her son proves his sharp instincts. Episode 2 opens with a flashback to Su-yeol's teenage years, showing him enduring brutal beatings from school bullies. Despite being skilled in martial arts, he fears that any violent reaction could accidentally kill someone. Seeing this, Jung-ho gives him heartfelt advice. Rather than letting fear control him, Su-yeol should make himself useful by becoming a police officer, saving others and preventing tragedies instead of being paralyzed by fear. This moment highlights the roots of Su-yeol's complex personality and the reasons behind his later actions. Back in the present, the Major Crimes Unit continues to investigate the copycat killer. Their investigation points to a leak at the prosecutor's office, where I-shin's confidential case file has gone missing. One potential suspect is Seo Gu-won, a clerk who visited the office a year ago. The prosecutor recalls Gu-won as a strange yet friendly figure who lied about coming from his orphanage, though he is actually an orphan. That evening, the team stakes out Gu-won's residence. Su-yeol and Detective Nahi share an awkward tension as they work together, but Nahi reassures him, promising that they'll find their rhythm and handle the case. Gu-won arrives unexpectedly, notices the surveillance, and quickly disappears. The team breaks into his apartment to investigate further. Inside, they find extensive files and records detailing everyone from I-shin herself to members of the police force. Hyuk notices prescription pills, confirming Gu-won has schizophrenia, adding a dangerous layer to the case. The team also discovers letters supposedly from I-shin advising Gu-won on killing methods. Su-yeol immediately confronts I-shin about them. I-shin reprimands him for being careless in the investigation. Upon closer inspection, it becomes clear that Gu-won forged the letters, using them to manipulate the police while covering his own crimes. Gu-won then goes to the home of a captive family, introducing himself as the father. He shares a meal with them while the mother tries to convince her children to cooperate with the intruder. Meanwhile, the police hack his computer and find that Gu-won has photoshopped himself into family photos, fabricating a false sense of legitimacy. Back at the apartment, Gu-won punishes the son for refusing to play along. Just in time, the police intervene and arrest him. It is revealed that the missing father, Tae-suk, is Gu-won's half-brother, and their mother abandoned Gu-won at a hospital before marrying Tae-suk's father. During interrogation, Gu-won manipulates Nahi by bringing up her autistic son and accusing her of abandonment. She lashes out and is kicked out of the interrogation room. It becomes clear that Gu-won's intention was to get Su-yeol alone to discuss I-shin. Su-yeol plays along reluctantly, while Tae-suk notices and becomes unresponsive, adding tension to the unfolding investigation. With no leads on Tae-suk's location, Jung-ho suggests a meeting between Gu-won and I-shin, which Su-yeol resists, not wanting to rely on her help. Meanwhile, Su-yeol's wife, Young-yeon, works at her ceramic studio with her friend Ara. They discuss parenting and Su-yeol's reluctance to have children due to unresolved mommy issues. Ara is amused when Young-yeon reveals that Su-yeol calls out for his mother in his sleep, giving insight into his deep psychological scars. Gu-won eagerly meets I-shin, who indulges him. When she asks for details of his murders, he hesitates. Realizing he is not the copycat, I-shin baits him, teasing and manipulating him psychologically. Frustrated, Gu-won threatens to reveal Su-yeol's identity, escalating the tension. Suddenly, I-shin attempts to kill Gu-won, forcing the police to intervene. She pressures Su-yeol to eliminate Gu-won, arguing that he is a liability. Amid the chaos, Gu-won grabs a guard's gun and tries to escape. In the front yard, he experiences a mental breakdown and shoots himself. I-shin panics, mistakenly believing that Su-yeol has been shot. Gu-won is rushed to the hospital. Su-yeol reflects briefly on his mother's advice, weighing morality against necessity. Meanwhile, Nahi decides to resume interrogation, unaware of the hospital incident. When the team learns Gu-won has been taken to the hospital, they express frustration at being kept in the dark. Su-yeol theorizes that Tae-suk may still be in the hospital where Gu-won was abandoned. He recalls Gu-won's obsession with photographs and transmigration novels, which describe protagonists assuming other lives. Sungyu dismisses the theory, but Nahi supports Su-yeol, giving him a chance to pursue the lead. The team rushes to the hospital, searching every corner without success. Sungyu becomes frustrated, demanding they stop wasting time, and even Nahi seems ready to give up. Recalling that I-shin's third victim was drowned, Su-yeol investigates an off-the-books laundry facility. There, he discovers Tae-suk trapped in a washing machine and frantically performs CPR, bringing a tense, life-or-death moment to the episode. The episode closes with a chilling visual. I-shin hides leaves in her mouth and stores them in the false ceiling of a bathroom, leaving viewers with suspense and unanswered questions about her mysterious methods.